Good afternoon, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. Like last time when I played with the New Marie deck, I have built a 19, at most 19 XP André deck, and kind of like last time too, I'm like, hey, what's an old standalone that I can throw it up against? An old scenario versus a new investigator. The Carnival is coming. Look, Sheriff Engel insists, I know it sounds crazy, but that's really all there is to it. He sighs and sits back down, pouring a cup of joe for you and one for himself. A dame in Uptown spotted a cracked egg wearing this mask and holding a bloody butcher's cleaver, he says, motioning to the black leather mask sitting on his desk. It has a comically long nose and a strange symbol scrawled in yellow on its forehead. So she calls it in. My boys and I picked him up on the corner of Saltonstall and Garrison. The sheriff's jaw clenches and his brow furrows as he recounts the story. Fella did nothing but laugh as we slapped the bracelets on him, called himself Zanny, said nothing except, the carnival is coming, whatever the hell that meant. Wasn't until the next day we found the victim's body. Defense wanted him in a straitjacket. We were happy to oblige. There isn't much time to spare. If your research is right, there's more to this case than meets the eye. This Zanny wasn't talking about Dark's carnival, but rather the carnival in Venice, which begins just before the next full moon. Wahahaha. The festivities begin. Last-minute ocean liner tickets from Boston to Italy set you back a fair bit of dough, but after a tense journey, you arrive in Venice. The carnival has already begun, and the city is in celebration. Colorful confetti runs from above, covering the streets. Many revelers throng in the Piazza San Marco, the square outside the Basilica. The parade is to begin shortly. You find the nearest uniformed carabinieri, apologies, and show him a copy of the symbol you've transcribed from Zanny's mask. He pauses to decide your trustworthiness, nods, and escorts you in the Basilica to the Abbess Allegra di Biasi. Again, apologies for my terrible pronunciation. The Carnival Conspiracy, Act 1A. The Abbess addresses you privately. So you know what is coming? You nod. Then you know what must be done. They are using the celebration as a sacrifice for their wretched master. Bring as many innocents as you can here, where I can protect them. But beware, the creature's servants will try to blend in with the crowd with their false masks. As an action, the investigators can spend 1 per investigator clues as a group to look at the other side of a masked carnival goer at any location. So I can look at the other side of that. It's been a hot minute since I played this one as well. Objective, if there are a total of 3 innocent revelers underneath the act and or agenda decks, advance. I begin play at the San Marco Basilica. It's connected to the location in the clockwise direction, because movement is only clockwise in this scenario unless otherwise specified. You cannot help but marvel at the Basilica's opulence and towering presence. In the piazza outside, revelers dance and celebrate, oblivious to their peril. 3 shroud, 0 clues. Again, connected in the clockwise direction. Action, place an innocent reveler you control underneath the act deck out of play. Blessed and warded by the Abbess, the Basilica is about as safe a place as you can find in Venice, but it is not safe enough. And the Abbess is here. She has a fast exhaust her move from her location to a connecting location, or to her location from a location connected to it. Any investigator may trigger this ability. Okay, so there are 8 locations in a circle. The other ones were randomly determined. We are not playing with the Streets of Venice location. And a masked carnival goer is at each other location, which is action, spend a clue, flip masked carnival goer. If its other side is an enemy, it attacks each investigator at its location. I'm playing as André Patel. He's new. He's the film star. 2 will, 3 intellect, 2 strength, 5 agility, 7 health, and 8 sanity. Reaction, after you succeed a skill test by 2 or more during your turn, you may take an additional action this turn. Elder Sign Effect +1. Elder Sign Effect +2, gain a resource. All the world's my stage. Opening hand. I've got 2 pay your dues. Parlay, choose a non-elite enemy at your location with extra remaining health. That enemy disengages from each investigator and gains aloof until the end of the round. Discover a clue. That's not bad, but I don't know if I want that now. Easy Street, 1 wild, commit only to a skill test I am performing. Max 1 per skill test. Gets 1 wild for every 3 resources to a maximum of 3 additional wild. Marcus, the wealthy benefactor, 3 cost ally. You gain an additional resource during the upkeep phase. After you fail a skill test, deal a horror to him, and he soaks for 2. And then right under their noses, fast play after you 2 cost, trick illicit, play after you successfully evade an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location. If you succeed by 2 or more, discover 1 clue at a connecting location. You may discover a clue at a connecting location instead. I don't want most of this, so I'm going to draw 5 new cards. I got 2 center stages, limit 1 per investigator, uses 3 renown, 3 cost assets. If there's no renown on it, discard it. Fast during a skill test, spend 1 renown and exhaust it. You get +1 skill value for each action you've spent this round, including this one. For the purposes of that, as I said, for True Solo, and I haven't been convinced that True Solo in Chapter 2 is going to be that different from True Solo in Chapter 1. For the purposes, I won't count the Hermes action for center stage. So I got 2 of those. I got a quick exit, 2 cost evade. You get +2 agility for this evasion. If you succeed by 2 or more and the evaded enemy is non-elite, it does not ready during the next upkeep phase. That's fine. Sudden fall, fight with your strength. You get +2 fight for this attack. If the target enemy is exhausted, it deals +1 damage. And then I got a Know the Scene, which is one of my signature skills. It commits for a wild. While it is committed to an investigation or a parlay, it gains 2 additional wild. Also, not exactly what I wanted for a starting hand, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and let's get center stage down. So, spend an action, spend 3 resources, get center stage. It has 3 renown on it. Then we're going to fast go to Canal Side. Canals course through the city's many islands lined with gondoli, traghetti, and other boats. The residents of the festival classes with the pungent odor of the water. Here the music of the carnival is faded, replaced by the sound of gentle sloshing against the docks and canal walls. 2 shrouds, 1 clue. It's connected to the location in a clockwise direction. Reaction, after you enter this location, put a clue on it. Sure. The water ripples and swells, causing some boats to sway and even capsize. You make a mental note to stay away from the docks. So I've only spent 1 real action. Let's Know the Scene. While this card is committed to an investigation or a parlay, it's an investigation, so I'm at 3. It gets +3, so I'm at 6 to 2. The bag is still varied. There's a -6 there, but there's 5 less tokens than in the Rougarou, which I found interesting. -1, so I get a clue, and I get an additional action. So I played a card, I investigated. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Weight of the World. Put into play in my threat area when you fail a skill test while Weight of the World is in play. Take a horror and shuffle it back into your deck. Okay. So don't fail. I will then use center stage and exhaust it to be 3 up, 4 up. Into an automatic failure. So that's a horror. And Weight of the World shuffles back into my deck. I could Hermes still. I don't want to at this time. Resource and a card. Easy Street. Not exactly what I wanted, but it is too wild. 1 of 8 Doom, and I draw Chaos in the Water. Revelation test agility 4. Each investigator who controls an instant revel must also take this. Each investigator who failed takes a damage. I'm 1 up. I'm 1 up. It's a damage. 0. Sure. And let's investigate. I'm 1 up naturally. Let's commit Easy Street to be 3 up. No, no, no. Let's draw a card. Another Sudden Fall. It's not what I'm looking for, but thanks. Let's draw another card. Polished Cane. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll keep you for now. Let's investigate. I'll use Center Stage. I'll exhaust Center Stage. That means I've spent 3 actions towards this, which means I'm 4 up. -3. It's a clue. And I will... do I keep moving? I don't... I don't want to keep moving. I want to stay here for a minute, so I will. No enemies still. Resource and a card. Lockpicks. That's nice to have. 2 of 8 Doom. And I find a Writhing Appendage. 2 health, 2 fight, 4 evade. Retaliates. Okay. Let's evade it with Easy Street. That puts me 3 up. 4 up with Center Stage. There are no more things on Center Stage, so it discards. Tablet -3. Oh well, I didn't succeed, but you're evaded. Or I didn't over-succeed, but you're evaded. That's what I meant. I will spend a clue to look at the backside of this card. It's Isabella Margot. She engages me. Of course I find the one that engages me immediately. She's not aloof. She's just... or she's not engaged with me. She's aloof. I'm going to spend 3 and get a Polished Cane down, because I feel like I'm going to need it. And that's my whole turn. Resource and a card. At the end of the Mythos phase, she'll get a Doom. And I drew a Pay Your Dues, which isn't helpful right now. So we're at 3 Doom, 4 Doom with her at the end of the Mythos phase of 8. And I draw another Chaos in the Water. -2 from the skull, so I will take a damage. I've got a Writhing Appendage and Isabella Margot. I'm going to fight with the Polished Cane, but she's elite, so I don't actually get to do bonus things with this. Because she's not engaged with me either. So I will use the Polished Cane on the Writhing Appendage. I'm at 7. This is a skull, which is a -2. So I'm at 5 to 2. So I succeeded. I will exhaust the Polished Cane and get an extra action. I'm going to engage her. She has 4 health. How am I supposed to deal with you with this deck? I guess I'm not. But she's just going to generate so much Doom. I'm going to have half as much time. Excuse me, I'm going to take a look at my deck real quick and see if there's any good response I have to this card. And I want to be clear. I used their pre-constructed deck, and I put some Oh, I forgot to grab Silver Tongue. That should be in my hand. But I grabbed some I grabbed some XP for some like direct upgrades. Nope, investigate. Yeah, I don't have anything that works on it. Lead enemies, like in any good fashion, other than a sudden fall. But sudden fall only gets me 1 up on her. But like every one of my tricks is non-elite, non-elite, non-elite. Okay, how am I supposed to deal with you? Yeah, I forgot to grab Silver Tongue with the starting keyword. How am I supposed to deal with you? And of course I find you first in the worst possible place. So I need a crap ton of money so that I can evade you and then play Sudden Fall? Is that how I'm supposed to be dealing with you? Because I can do a damage to you around. This is just not worth it. This is probably going to be the reason why I fail. I can't deal with this enemy. I'm going to move to the Bridge of Sighs using my Hermes action, because I can. 1 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. After you leave it, take a horror. So I have 3 actions still, because I succeeded by 2 or more on 1 of them. So I'll investigate 2 up. That's an Elder Sign, which gets me $1. I'll investigate 2 up. That's a tablet, -3. If you fail, deal damage or horror to the nearest innocent reveler. There are none. At least I have 2 clues. Resource puts me at 4. I draw a card. I did shuffle the deck after looking through it for another lockpick. So that's pay your dues, 2 sudden falls, quick exit, 2 lockpicks, center stage, Silver Tongue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Going to 4 official doom, 5 with Elisabetta Margot. Watcher's Gaze, test will for. I'm just going to tick up the doom on Margot before I get about it. Test will 4. If I fail, take a horror. 0. I failed. I take a horror. Just no. I don't have a response. Like that's just gonna tank me. I just don't have a response for it. I'm going to spend a clue to look at the back side of this card. It's an enemy. It's Salvatore Neri. Yeah, I don't want to deal with you. 2 up to get a clue. -3. 2 up to get a clue. 0. So that's a clue, which generates another action. I'm going to move to the Academia Bridge. The long and narrow Ponte dell'Accademia is one of only 4 bridges that span the Grand Canal. Many pairs of yellow eyes gaze at the bridge from the Academy's high windows, seemingly waiting for you to cross. 2 Shroud, 1 per investigator clues. After you... Oh, I take a horror when I leave that location. After I leave this location, I'm going to lose 2 resources. Hooray! I'll spend 3 and get a lockpick down. I probably should have done that earlier, but hey, look, it's a lockpick. Resource and a card. Another polished cane. I'm at 2 resources. And we are at 5 official, 7 with Margot. And then I'm just going to tick her up now before I forget about it. Carnival Sentinel, 3/3/3, spawn to the location across from me, which is the Guardian. Great. I'm going to exhaust lockpicks and be obnoxious V2. That's an Elder Sign, which will get me a resource. That gets me an action. So I still have 3 regular actions, and I got myself a clue. I'm going to spend a clue to look. It's an innocent reveler. I'm going to spend a clue, putting me at 1 clue to flip and find the innocent reveler. Hello. So I had 4 actions. I lockpicked, so I investigated, I cheat looked, I actually flipped. So I have 1 action left. I'm 1 up. I don't love that, but it is a parlay. What happened to... I grabbed center. There it is. There's center stage. I'm going to spend 2 and play Silver Tongue. 1, 2. So I investigated. Yeah, that's good. Gain a resource and a card. The Grapevine. That might be useful here. We Super Advanced Doom, which clears. The Baleful Reveler spawns at the nearest location of the investigators counterclockwise from the lead investigator, so you spawn at the Bridge of Sighs. Hunter Retaliate. After it moves via the Hunter keyword, reveal a random token from the Chaos bag. If I reveal a bad symbol, resolve its Hunter keyword again. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 to be 3 up on this parlay test. Funny, the parlay on the Innocent Reveler is with an A, P-A-R-L-A-Y, whereas it's P-A-R-L-E-Y here. -4. My goodness. 3 up again. 0. At least I get my action back for it. So I got the Innocent Reveler. So 1, 2. We're going to hop over to the Venetian Garden. The parade's path meanders away from the canals and winds through a beautiful garden. Moonlight streams through the leaves, dappling the ancient marble statues. 3 shroud, 1 per investigator clues. So 2 actions to get the Innocent Reveler. Hermes action to get to the Venetian Garden, so I still have 2 left. Let's lockpicks. Oh, and I lose 2 resources that I did not have when I left the Academia Bridge. Obnoxious V3 -1 gets the clue. So I have 1 action remaining, which I will spend 1 of my 2 clues to cheat look. It's another Innocent Reveler, so I will real look next round. You hunt. Do you hunt again? -2, you do not. Resource and a card. Overconfident. After I fail a skill test, take a damage. Margot should have 1 doom from the last Mythos phase, so we are at 2 of 3 doom already. Great. Peril, I must either take 2 horror or move to location across from me. This is just gonna go terribly. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, like, this is gonna go super duper uber terribly. I can take a horror on the Reveler, but that's a terrible idea. If I take 2 horror on myself, that puts me at 5. I'll take 2 horror on myself, putting me at 5 of 8. First action, spend my last clue to get the Masked Carnival Goer flipped. Hey, look, it's an Innocent Reveler. I'm going to spend my $1 to be 3 up on this. I will commit my second lock picks to be 4 up on this. Elder Thing, -4. I did not fail, so I made a friend. So that's 2 actions. I did not get an extra action out of it, though, so I will move to the Flooded Square. As the rising tide of the Aqua Alta floods the square, you trudge through numbingly cold water. The parade continues across a makeshift wooden bridge that spans the square, too narrow for your comfort. 4 shroud, 1 per investigator clues. I will investigate with lockpicks. Skull -2 plus additional -2 for each Innocent Reveler underneath the agenda deck, of which there are none. So not only did I succeed, but I succeeded by at least 2. So I get this clue, and I have another action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand with which I will peek. It's a bad guy. Savio Corvi, Dark Lurker. Which means I'm out of clues again. Baleful Reveler will hunt. Do you hunt again? It's a tablet. You do. So you make friends with me. Hello. And you hit me for 2 damage and 2 horror. I'm going to spread that damage and horror among the innocent revelers because I don't want to take unnecessary damage and horror right now. And there's just only so much I can do. They soak for 2 and 2. So, great. We hit 3 doom. If there are 1 or more masked carnival goers in play, the lead investigator chooses one and flip it over. I'm going to flip over the one that's locked down under the Carnival Sentinel, and it's an innocent reveler. If the other side is an innocent reveler, place it beneath the agenda deck. Done. You're dead. So I just need to leave. We're just going to leave. That's all I got to do. I just got to leave. I think I forgot to upkeep. Ooh, I gotta watch this. So I'm 2 up naturally to evade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. Don't have much money, which is the problem, but I need to get all the way over there. We're going to watch this. We're going to spend $1 on it. I'm going to be 6 to 3 as a base. And let's commit the Grapevine. You're about to be very unhelpful to me. And the Polished Cane to be 8 to 3. Zero. I succeeded. And I succeeded by 2 or more. So I get $2 from the watch this, and I get an extra action. Let's go to the Rialto Bridge. The Ponte di Rialto is the oldest bridge spanning the Grand Canal. It has endured for centuries, but even its stone may crumble should you fail. After you leave the bridge, lose an action. Great. So I have 3 actions. Oh, it has 2 Shroud, 1 per investigator clues. I don't care. We are going to move to where the Carnival Sentinel is, the Guardian. The statue's eyes seem to glow with the light of the moon. 3 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. After you enter the Guardian, draw a card. Right under their noses. Great. Then... Okay, so I lost an action. So I have 4 actions because I generated 1. So I spent an action with the Baleful Reveler, which I got back. Then I moved, and then when I moved, I lost an action. So I have 1 actual action remaining, with which I am going to evade this Carnival Sentinel. I'm going to spend... Where do I need to get to? The Bridge of Sighs eventually, which is 2 locations away. Boy, oh boy. We're currently at 1 doom because of Margot, and we'll go to 2 in a second. We'll have an actual doom in a second. Let's spend 1 to get me to 7 to 3 to evade this Carnival Sentinel. 4 up. That's a 0, and then I will fast over using the Abyss to be back at the Basilica. Great. Resource and a card. Extravagant Ring. You know what? There are moments I wish I had this Extravagant Ring. It is coming. There are more moments that have occurred where I'm like, man, I'm just 1 off. It'd be really nice just to, you know, have a little jewelry glisten and be happy. So 2 of 3 doom, 1 official, 1 on Isabella. It is a beta. And Chaos in the Water. Each investigator controls an innocent reveler. I already control one. I'm 1-up naturally. I'm going to be 2-up by spending all of my resources. So 3-up, spending all of my resources. -3 from a tablet if you fail. I did not. So we're going to save 2 innocent revelers with my first 2 actions. If there are a total of 3 innocent revelers under the agenda or act, advance. Many of the revelers are under the sway of a foul spell, and they cannot see the danger emerging around them. You push your way through the crowded streets, gathering what few sane revelers you can find and guiding them towards the relative safety of the basilica. As the last of them are escorted inside, the ground shakes violently, and a watery shape looms above the island to the south from deep within the lagoon. Their ritual nearly finished, the revelers in the street begin to unmask. Put the set-aside Sindathaqua, Gesundheit, enemy into play at the center of all locations. It is considered to be in play, but not at any location. And I choose a masked carnival goer in play and flip it to its side. Let's pick this one. That's 2 locations away from me. Don Ligorio, he can go clockwise or counterclockwise. Hooray. So get to the boats. If each I need to get to Canal Side. Where's Canal Side? Oh, right next to me. Great. I will Abbey over to Canal Side and advance. That was convenient. Hey, look, it's a gondola. Put gondola into play and move each investigator to it. Done. Then remove everything else from the game. Test agility. So, yeah, basically wipe the board, which I'm doing. And test strength or agility 2 to row as hard as you can. If you succeed, place a resource from the token bank on this location. So row. Relief turns to desperation as the creature draws its attention to your gondola. You only have 1 chance if you are to survive. Forced, when you would draw the top card of the encounter deck, instead look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck and put each writhing appendage among those cards into play engaged with you. Discard the rest of those cards. If there are 4 per investigator resources on gondola, advance. Or if I could somehow magically do 8 damage to Sindathaqua, then, you know, that'd be amazing too. I have 1 real action left. Yeah. Let's go ahead and commit a sudden fall to be 4-up on this row test. Cultist, reveal another token if you fail into a tablet. -3. I didn't fail. And we get 1 success. But I did not generate an action out of this. Extravagant ring would have been helpful there. Resource and a card. Out the door. You're what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we're at 2 of 3 doom. Because she got cleared in time. That's so funny. Draw 5 cards. Put each writhing appendage. There are none. And discard everything else. Great. I'm going to commit out the door to my first test. I get 4 resources, putting me at 5. So that gets me to 7 to 2. That's a 0. So I get to keep the resources, and I have another action. So let's commit a sudden fall and be 6 to 2. Automatic failure. Okay, so I failed. After I fail a skill test, take a damage. Done. And that's the only trigger I have. Okay, I still have 2 actions left. So let's spend $2. 1, 2. I only really need to be 4 up. I'm going to spend $1 to be 4 up. 0. Spend $1 and be 4 up. 0. Okay. The skin in your hand blisters, rubbed raw by the ore, and your arms ache with pain. The creature's movement is slow, its body covered in acrid slime, but its countless tentacles lash at you from the dark waters, coiling around your gondola and attempting to pry the ore out of your hands. With a heart-wrenching snap, the ore splinters into two pieces. The bottom half splashing into the lagoon. You desperately try to propel the gondola forward using any means you can, but it is futile. The beast gains on you, looming over the boat with an impossible feathery shape, its tendrils reaching for you. Above it, the black shape of the moon begins to slide. A thin crescent of sunlight pierces through the mist, and the eclipse ends. The creature's tendrils recoil to surround its body. Slowly, it sinks into the lagoon, its body melting as the sun escapes its prison. I did not think I was gonna win that. I lost so much time. R1. The city is still recovering from the events during the eclipse, with nearly all evidence of the creature melted away by the hot sun. Many attribute the violence during the carnival to local crime lord Cassio di Boerio and his crew. Those that know the truth know better than to speak of the elder creature that lives in Laguna Venta. With any luck, its name will never be spoken again. Record that the sun banished it to the depths, and we can possibly get additional rewards. I can get a mask. And we go to sacrifices made. If there are no innocent revelers underneath the act deck, nope, I don't get sacrifices made or Abbas satisfied. I just get one of the special masks. Mr. Patel. I mean, what did I really use of your deck? Lockpicks, which I knew was good. A booster, which I spent pretty much all my money on, and a cane to help me trip up an enemy once or twice. Did I use any of your cards for their events? Out the Door was amazing. You know, Watch This was good. Easy Street was good. Center Stage. I will give credit. Center Stage was better than I thought it would be. Man, I would build this deck totally different. Like, you operated better than I was expecting you to, Mr. Patel, but that seems to be in spite of the cards in your deck, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Yeah. Hope this was... That was stressful. Hope this was fun to listen to. If you want to get in contact with me about anything, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around as Head Librarian Chad. Yeah. Thanks for listening.